It worked. Hello, it is me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers. And this is Tuned In Tarot. And we are here to look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of ourselves, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see change happen, we do need to shift and change the energy within us. That's a basic principle of what I teach here. And I will keep hammering it in until you learn it. And then once you start doing it, you'll see that it's true. And then you'll thank me later. Okay. Let me get some of the announcements out of the way. First of all, please don't mind my laundry basket that I haven't put away yet. I'm being very Pisces about it and just like pulling the folded clothes out of that basket instead of just putting them right into the dresser right there. You see there? And that's called executive functioning disorder. And then over here, we have a suitcase because I'm packing because I gotta get the fuck out of here somehow, somewhere, some way. And one of the ways that you can help me do that is if you will please book readings with me. January was a hard month for all of us, and I didn't make a sale for 22 days in January, and normally I make sales every day. So that really hurt me. And I'm trying to recover from that. So if you have been hankering for a reading, there's a couple of options for you. The first and cheapest option is to do, actually, the very cheapest option is to get a 1-card reading if you want to test and see my style. It's on sale for $5.55 at the tunedintarot.com link. At that same link, you'll find 2 other private video readings, a $33 reading and a $44 reading. You can read the description of those there. And then there's also an hour-long $111 face-to-face in person, if that's possible, or virtual, however you want to do it, reading. You can currently get $50 off of that reading if you book at pearlsprayers.com under booking and use the code LOVE50, LOVE, all capital, 50. That's going to take 50% off of that reading for you for February, for Valentine's Day. I know there's a lot of people that want readings before that time. So that's my Valentine's deal, Love 50. But you have to book it at pearlsprayers.com/booking. All the links are easy to find. If you book it from tuneintarot.com, it does not have that discount applied. I think all I need to do is go over there and apply that discount. So I will do that later. I just forgot to. But if you want to book your reading right away, just use love50 at pearlsprayers.com and you'll see the different times you can schedule for the reading. For the private video readings, you don't need to worry about the schedule. I just send that to you within 48 hours at the most of receiving it. Usually you get it within a few hours, but I give myself 48 hours just in case I have a lot of readings that day. So that's all at the link in my profile. The other thing you will see there is if you go to pearlsprayers.com/explore, Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App to make donations if you want to help me out. Instead of booking an actual reading, sometimes people just donate from all the collective reading I do, which is so lovely of you, and I thank you in advance for that. On the tunedintarot.com, there is an actual fundraising that I'm doing to go to Nashville with my band in May. I've never been to Nashville before, and we've been invited basically for callbacks for a tour. They want to see us perform for them, and so we are considering doing that, and we will need help to do that. So if you want to donate towards that trip, there is a special place to do that. That is separate from my actual like needs that I have, though. It's not like my car payment or my car insurance or anything. That's like for something special. So when you book a reading, etc., you're really helping just to pay for my general cost of living, which, as you know, is rather high. So I thank you all for all of the ways that you continue to support me, liking, subscribing, sharing, those things. A lot of times I forget to just ask you, please follow me. If you are not following me on all of the things, that is the best and free way to support me. And I just went through and purged some people that I was following earlier. So I know that you can be selective about who you're following. So anybody who chooses to follow me, I do appreciate that. I know that it means that my content is important to you, and I appreciate that a lot. But make sure you're following me. You can also become a member at my website for $5.55 each month. And then if I see you on a live stream for TikTok, as long as I know your TikTok handle, which I will be sending out a members form so everybody can put their TikTok handle in there. If I see you live, I will go ahead and answer questions for you on TikTok if you are a member of my site. I don't usually do live question and answer on YouTube, but it's mostly because I don't have a lot of people attend the live. If somehow we had a lot of people on the live after the collective reading that wanted questions answered, I would do it on YouTube. I just tend to do it over on TikTok because there's more people usually over there, although it's kind of, there's not many people today, but that's okay. We can be a little intimate group. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Absolutely appreciate that. All right, let's get started on today's reading. So I was letting people know before that I am using a spread called the Relationship Happiness Tarot Spread by angelorum.co. I just found it looking for something new. I've been reading my own spreads for a while and was just like, I just want to change it up. So on Fridays, I'm going to do this relationship happiness spread. Friday is Freya's day or Venus's day. So it's a good day to deal with topics of love and romance, etc. So we will use that energy. I apologize to those of you who were expecting me to do a divine collective reading on Monday. I don't know what happened. I just think the day happened and then I was like, oh shit. Oh, I know. I was finishing a lot of administrative stuff. That's what happened. And Tuesday's my day off and Wednesday didn't work and yesterday didn't work. So I apologize that I didn't get that in, but I will start back on Monday with the Divine Tune-In. So you'll get that. Tell Me Everything Spread, which members are able to view if they are, if you're a member on my site, you have a link to the listed playlist of Tell Me Everything spreads going back through last year. So they are timeless readings. They're very addictive. I recommend, just kind of portioning them out. Don't binge watch them a lot. Just maybe once a day if you're a member. But they're available over there. And I will be doing the Tell Me Everything spread either tomorrow or Sunday for members again. Now, I usually will do that live on TikTok. So even in order, do definitely have to be a member on my site. And thank you to all of those of you who are supporting me. It's really, really helpful. I did not shuffle the oracles. Let me do that really quick so that we have oracles because I might forget. Basically, the way this reading works is we look at your side of the situation and your counterpart. So you can consider yourself the divine feminine or the divine masculine, and then the opposite side might be the energy that your person might identify in. Sometimes we're fluid, though. Not sometimes, and we're all fluid. We all have parts of the masculine and feminine energy within us. All right, calm down. So, so both sides may resonate. You may not always be just one side. I feel just this way. You might actually resonate with both sides. Thank you for telling me my content is really good. I appreciate that. You can also view my music content at Pearl's Prayers, which is I used to do tarot there, but now it is exclusively my music account and stuff about pursuing your passions. So if you're interested in something like that, go check out my Pearl's Prayers account. And you can also listen to my music on all the streaming services. And my music is pretty good. So if I were you, I would go check it out. All right, let me finish this last oracle and we should be good to go. Are you anxious to see what the cards have in store for you today? I just can't believe that I'm still in separation from my person. Like, I can't believe that's still happening. Still happening. Still happening. Can't understand it. Don't have any idea what's going on. Meanwhile, my person goes to parties. Enjoy. Don't get it. Okay, let's go in. So the first position in this spread is what the divine feminine and the masculine energy are thinking about each other. So first up, we'll look at the divine feminine energy. What is she thinking about the divine masculine? She thinks that yeah, she thinks that she's got all the power. She's got the upper hand here, and to a certain extent. She's like, I have power over you. I will manifest what I desire with my mind. She may also feel that this person has an emotional hold over her, that they have this power of emotion over her, that they feel kind of manipulated by that person's ability to control their emotions or to have an effect, a profound effect on their emotions. But she's also seeing that person as equally powerful. I'm powerful, and so the person that I attract is powerful. So I know that this person has the power within them to be able to make happen what they want to happen. So if it's not happening, there must be a reason for that. There must be a reason for that. Definitely the divine feminine is thinking that. Okay. What is the divine masculine thinking about the divine feminine? The Tower. So the divine masculine, obviously, both of them are also having major thoughts about one another because these are major arcana. So we're looking at like heavily on the mind, major focus of their mind. The divine masculine is looking at, is thinking that the divine feminine, you know, maybe has released him, that things have fallen apart between them, that everything has fallen apart, that what was once solid and stable between them is not so anymore. That stability is gone. That's what he is thinking about the divine feminine. um Everything's fallen apart between us. um she's releasing me. She, maybe doesn't even want to rebuild anything with me. um so it's very interesting because the divine feminine is thinking this masculine has power over my emotions, and I know I have power over his emotions, and the masculine is focused on how everything has fallen apart. So they're not on the same page. Okay. Not on the same page in terms of their thoughts. What are they saying to each other? How are they communicating to each other? Divine feminine, Knight of Wands. What is she saying to this masculine energy? Well, she might be saying that I think you're a player, and I think that you're not consistent, and I think that you're not reliable, and I think that you come in hot and passionate and then you don't stick around. um and she can also be saying very passionate things, very sensual things, maybe if it's a telepathic sort of a situation, because I'm not necessarily feeling that there's a whole lot of communication between these two. But she could be sending some like pretty spicy thoughts his way when she does think about the masculine energy. But if she's saying anything, she's saying, where's this love you promised? Because I don't see it. I felt the fire and I got burnt by it, and that's really all that happened. What is the divine masculine saying to the divine feminine? I love you. Okay, we got the Knight of Cups here. Both of these knights are extremely unreliable. They're not the type of knights that stick around. We've got wishy-washy romantic energy from this card, and we've got hot and heavy sensual, burnout real fast kind of energy from this card. The divine feminine saying to the masculine, you are like this, and the divine masculine saying, no, I'm like this. I'm not like that. I'm not just about like the sexual connection. I'm not a flash in the pan. I have love for you. I have genuine love. I have this cup for you. And the divine feminine is like, yeah, well, I don't see it sticking around though. All I see is like you coming in hot and then leaving me out in the cold. So I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. What you're saying doesn't track with how you're acting, sir. Um, what is the divine feminine doing to the masculine right now? So we've got thinking, saying, doing. What is she doing in regards to the divine masculine right now? The accuracy. She's avoiding him. She's avoiding him. She is focusing on her own inner world. If she tunes into him at all, it's just on her phone. She can feel him there, though. She can feel he's doing the same shit. She's literally mirroring back to him. If you're going to avoid me, then I can avoid you because two can play at that game. So I am avoiding you. What is the divine masculine doing to the feminine? Forcing her to leave. We've got the 8 of Cups here. She's right there on the edge, about to walk off into the sunset, and he is literally putting her in this position to force her to go in a new direction because he's not saying anything, because he's like, oh, it's all falling apart, so I don't know how to put this back together, and I love her, but like I don't know like if I can actually say that, or and so he's actually causing the divine feminine to feel that it would be in her best interest to just push off here and leave and not stick around for this nonsense from him anymore. Okay, that tracks. Advice on how to create more harmony. So how do we create more harmony between what we think, what we say, and what we do? 7 of Pentacles for the divine feminine. This is a card of having patience, tending. Look at how my lights. Stop. Stay on. It's so annoying. I literally ripped it out of the wall last night. I was so mad with it. I was just like, I need to sleep. Stop turning on. Okay. So divine feminine needs to cultivate a lot more patience. And one of the ways that we can become more patient with another person's quirks is by becoming a lot more patient with ourselves and tending to and nurturing ourselves, our own garden. I think that's an important thing that we need to be really aware of. What someone else is doing is a lot more important when you don't have anything all that exciting going on for yourself. So thank you for saying you love my shirt. My mom said that too. I've had it for a million years. So really cultivating tender, nurturing care for the self and having patience with this masculine who it takes a lot of courage to have to come back and apologize. He's down on one knee. He has to apologize for whatever happened. It takes time for somebody to feel like they're not going to be rejected. And all I can say is just fucking do rejection Reiki or something over YouTube. I don't know what to tell you. I'm so sick of your rejection issues. Okay. And what does the masculine need to do to create more harmony with the feminine? Oh, okay. So yeah, he can't make her wait anymore. The masculine has this security that comes with having found the one, which is that she's not going anywhere because she's your counterpart and because she's like this eternal aspect of self and because she is maybe somewhat comfortable like in her power. He has this tendency to think like she's going to be there. She's always going to be there. Truthfully, she will energetically always be there. That's true. But physically, not so much because an empress doesn't wait around for a page or even a knight. Like she seeks an emperor. So she's not going to wait around for you to grow up to become an emperor. The second she embraces her own power as an empress and her own power as an emperor with himself, she's gone. And if she's not gone yet, it's only because she hasn't done that. But the second that happens, you're SOL. So you need to step into your power and get creative and actually go to this feminine, stop being intimidated by it, and stop making her wait for you. It's not attractive. It's like the least attractive aspect of you. So the second you stop making her wait, your attraction level is just going to skyrocket if you're worried about the rejection. What is the potential, the current happiness potential? I like how it says current, because obviously my whole thing is that if you shift your energy, if you shift your thoughts, if you shift what you're saying and what you're doing, which is what this whole thing is about, you will see a different outcome. But currently, if things remain the same, and then if you take this advice, Divine Feminine, just be patient, because when you're holding resentment or anger, you're pushing that person away. Divine Masculine, stop testing the Divine Feminine's patience, right? This is like, I can be patient. I know how hard this is. I can understand how hard this is. And this is like, but do not make me wait forever, because nobody should have to have infinite patience because someone else is, afraid of something that doesn't even need to have fear involved in it. So the current potential happiness, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So this is very solid and very stable and reliable. The opposite of the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups, this is the most stable energy, but it also takes a very long time to get to where he's going. He stops everywhere along the way. He makes sure everything is in order. He's somewhat of a perfectionist, but it's coming out with the Queen of Cups, who has all this compassion and all this love. So what's the current potential happiness? Solid, stable love, compassion, sensitivity, psychic connection. That's the current happiness. It's a love that will never die. It will never stop moving forward. You can rely on it forever. Cool. Okay, so I added 2 additional cards because it's me. And I wanted to just get the full picture. And so I have the top and the bottom of the deck after the reading. And the top of the deck is the overall energy right now. And the bottom of the deck is the underlying energy. So the overall energy is the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Cups again. So we're seeing her there again. And the Wheel of Fortune is like, it's a good time. Like right now, it's a fortunate time. Love is in the air. It would behoove you to make some kind of a move real soon, because of this potential that's there. That ability to have that love you've always longed for, dreamed for, the kindness, compassion, nurturing, understanding, psychic, sensitive, nurturing love. It's totally available to you right now. And it would be a good time to take this risk, to actually take the leap, because that's what's underlying the energy. The leap with the Fool card and the 6 of Cups, which for me is a blank slate, because the Fool is a fresh new start, and leaving the past behind you, because technically this would be behind this card. So leaving the past behind you and starting fresh. This helps with patience with somebody. The only reason you'd feel impatient is if you're holding on to some resentment or some anxiety or some frustration, and you need to let that go in order to become more amenable to somebody actually coming in and speaking with you. So that's the story. Let's take a look at the Oracle cards. So the first message, we're going to act as if the Divine Feminine is talking to the Masculine. And the second will just be the Oracle, and then we'll do the Masculine's energy. So look at that. There's the leap. Frog spirit, clear out the clutter. That's that fresh slate the Divine Feminine needs. This is number 28. If you are thinking the same thoughts, you are experiencing the same experiences. That's just literally how it works. Divine Feminine would say to the Masculine, what's weighing us down? Is it time for a spiritual and psychic cleansing? Are we overdue for letting go of the voices that surround us? They may have started to get into our heads, these voices that bog us down and keep us from leaping forward into a better situation. Let others croak and create their dramas while we make space for ourselves and for hearing our own thoughts as they arise. Declutter our schedule and stop trying to do it all and then some. Let others manage their own baggage rather than allowing it to be dumped on us, for our lily pad needs to be clear of others' clutter. I'm also bearing a message about our physical spaces. Do we hold on to things because we're afraid of losing our energetic connection to the past, to people who are no longer in our life, or to goals we never pursued? Or do we have these items around because we would feel guilty if we got rid of them? Are our storage and living spaces stuffed with reminders of what we are not when they should be holding only objects that reflect who we are and aspire to be? If something is no longer making us feel joyful, empowered, and excited, we must let it go and free ourselves to leap forward into something new, trusting we will always have what we need. Beautiful message and very poignant. And Divine Feminine's oracle message right now is exchanging gifts, number 27. This is kind of a Six of Pentacles energy for me. The law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing costs, and determining value. You are entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet, in order to honor them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time of just do, do, do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. The relationship message is love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it is reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let it flow out of you too. Love is truly yours today. That is a very beautiful message. I agree. Okay, Divine Masculine, what would you say to the feminine energy? We have here Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. Number 53. This is what you would say. Hovering gracefully, the seahorse observes with the perspective of one who is not engulfed by the drama, remaining at a distance from all the turbulence. I'm appearing at this time to remind you of the need to be neutral and gain perspective. My message for you is not my circus, not my monkeys. Spirit wants us to know that even if we are tempted to jump into the fray and try to fix things, the best way to serve ourselves and others right now is to remain calm and simply watch and see. I'm asking you to step back, be willing to explore things from different angles rather than a single one, and just observe what is possible. From the perspective of the position of the neutral observer, you will discover a myriad of opportunities and a deeper understanding of what you seek and why. And you will know beauty, truth, love, and wisdom. So the divine masculine asking for some understanding for his situation, and that there's really nothing you can do to fix it. It's not on you to fix it. It's pretty much on you to just kind of roll with it, and let him do what needs to be done because of the chaos and conflict that he's experiencing right here with the 33 card. And the message for this card is disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. Opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes, and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than be understood. The relationship message is stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, what's really important to you. Some things are non negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through the stormy emotions to higher ground? Soon the air will clear and you will be in a much better place than before, for the storm will have passed, blazing a path for new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before, if you use this time constructively. So, divine masculine has got some kind of mess that is being cleared up. That the Tower card kind of showing us that, something has happened. There's a crumbling, there's a destabilizing, there's chaos in his environment, and he just really needs for the divine feminine to hang in there and not worry too much about what's going on. He's dealing with it, and it's on him to deal with it. This isn't the kind of thing that you necessarily would share with your counterpart. This is something that kind of has to be cleaned up by yourself. Like, it's something that you did and you have to clean it up. It's not on the feminine to kind of step in and take over, which people identifying in their feminine energy often do, because we were trained to bring in masculine energy in order for us to be considered equal. And so those of us that are in our feminine energy usually have a pretty balanced masculine energy that we bring to a relationship with another person, and we will go in and take the lead when we are not meant to. Not that we're not ever meant to take the lead. We are meant to take the lead in certain circumstances, but when we are looking for somebody who is supposed to act as our counterpart, then we don't want to be constantly taking the lead, because you're taking away that energetic balance from that person. So, and the number of times that you have preempted that person by texting them before they were ready to hear it, or before you were even ready to speak, because maybe you didn't necessarily have, can you believe my fucking lights? Like, it makes me angry at this point. I'm so angry about it. Because I just constantly have to deal with it, and I don't know what to do, because it doesn't matter if I plug it into a different outlet, and it doesn't happen to the other strand of lights. It's the exact same thing. So I don't know. It's just so annoying. You have to let this person bring you the balance you're seeking, because your whole thing is you don't want to have a relationship where you have to do everything and be everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure, based on the TikToks that I've been observing, that people who identify in their feminine energy, who strongly identify in that energy, are kind of sick of having to carry the mental load. I just saw 33:22 on the clock there. They're tired of having to do all of it, and they're asking for somebody who's willing to come in and do their part without being nagged to do it, without being asked to do it. And that starts with your relationship in the very beginning. It doesn't start later. It does get better. You improve over time. But in the very beginning of the relationship, if you're the one that's directing everything, right? If you're the one in this magician energy that I suddenly can't find anymore, you have to be co-creating, not conducting or manipulating or pushing, but co-creating. And something I learned as a parent, I had a very rigid and controlling parent, and I'm not like that, and I didn't want to have that energy with my child. I'm a perfectionist with myself and with my projects that I work on, but I did not want my child to feel like he had to be perfect or act perfect or do things perfectly. I wanted him to feel capable and interested, and I wanted him to feel like he could contribute and that he could learn how to do things himself, to be interdependent rather than codependent. My mom has issues with codependency. So when I would raise my son and there would be tasks when he was little that I wanted to encourage him to do if he wanted to, and also, allow for the fact that if my son was going to go and do the dishes when he was 3, the dishes were probably going to need a little bit of rinsing or a little bit of adjusting if they didn't get completely clean. And I would just have to be at peace with that and be like, okay, I want him to learn how to participate. I want him to learn to be interdependent. So I'm going to accept that when my 3-year-old does his own dishes, they probably won't look the same as my adult ass self doing it. But I wouldn't belittle him or wash the dish in front of him or indicate to him that he didn't do it well. I just gave him encouragement for helping out. And as he got older, if he wasn't paying attention to details that mattered, I would say, hey, look, it's so awesome that you wash your dish. Can you just make sure that it doesn't have stuff in it though? Like when you put it away, because then it's completely washed. And I don't even think I had to say that more than one time. And then he paid more attention to it. So when you want to work with someone else, you have to accept that like their idea of how something is going to go is not going to be exactly like yours. The way they're going to do it is not going to be exactly the way you're going to do it. And you have to put your own perfectionism aside and allow for that person, for the love of God, allow for that person to just be who they are and do things the way they do them and be okay with it. And if you want everything perfect and you want to have control over every single element, then you need to stay single and live by yourself. And there's many times when my mom will get upset and say something about how this is her house. It isn't, though, just hers. And if she thinks of it as just hers, then that's kind of a strange concept because there's a whole family living in it that she wanted to have, actually. And so I take issue with that to a certain extent. When you want community, then you surrender ownership and it becomes co-owned. So the relationship is co-owned. There's 2 owners and you chose the other person. So you know what type of an owner that person is. And if they are not the type of person that's going to create the vision that you have, then it's not on that person to change who they are. It's on you to shift your expectations of a person that is like that and maybe change the person that you're choosing. Choose somebody who's going to be more in alignment with things that are very important to you. And then there are those times when you realize, like, as a mom, I'm like, it's not really that big of a deal if after my kid goes to bed, I have to go rinse out a couple of bowls that he washed. That's not that big of a deal. It's not that important. It's more important that he feels capable and learns how to do something, contributes to the family. So those are things to keep in mind as you're going this journey with another person, another individual who, as far as I know, you love unconditionally, which means there are no conditions, which means even when they're not doing anything that you want them to do in any way that you want them to do it, you still feel love for them, which is the whole lesson and which is how you're supposed to feel for yourself. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure there's a lot of things that you wish you were doing differently and you're not doing it differently, and you still have to love yourself. You have to be like, well, I keep making that choice over and over. What the fuck do I keep making that choice for? I still deserve love though. My love doesn't go away because I didn't make the choice the exact way it was supposed to. That's a distorted Christian concept that has polluted our psyche until we are almost incapable of human relationships, I think. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I hope you enjoyed this reading today. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, going to the links, seeing what you want to, what interests you, what you want to participate in. There is a retreat that I did on January 7th. We have finished it. It took us almost a month to completely finish the page and get everything in order. I have to just swap out one of the music files this weekend, proofread it, and then it will be available for purchase. It's only $33. You can have access to the retreat. You can either do it by yourself or you can do it with a group of friends, which I highly recommend. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of content there for you, and it's really helpful for creating the life you're envisioning. It's a good way if you've had a lot of readings that are telling you. That's right. Pearl's Prayers is my other. If you go to the link in my profile, tunedintarot.com, you'll find pearlsprayers.com. You'll find everything you need there to find all my other TikTok and my Instagram, and everything is in there. But thanks for asking. It's a really great way to create a vision for your life. There's a PDF version. You can also just buy it if you're a person that likes to mark up books, which I do. But there's a PDF version of creative visualization, which is a standard text in terms of learning how to do creative visualization to help you envision your life. There's a vision boarding. There's 3 different readings that are available to you. It's honestly a really good deal. I wanted to create it and make it as affordable as possible, because my desire is that you maybe can't go on a spa retreat, but you can create that type of a retreat in your home. And in fact, it's more beneficial when you do that, because when you go to a spa, you bliss out, and then you have to come back to reality. You don't necessarily carry everything that you learned or gained from that experience back with you to be able to sustain it. Like, it may be something that keeps your mood up for a couple of weeks and then starts to fade. But if you learn how to create retreats for yourself in your home, then you're going to be able to come back to it over and over again. We're actually going to be doing one every single month. So after you've done the Envision Your Life retreat, there will be a Taking Inspired Action retreat. So you create the vision and then you take the inspired action. And that is going to be coming up at the end of February. So the actual retreat itself that we all do together, that's closed to the public, where I was selling tickets to it back in January. But once we started doing it, we realized that having a really small group is a lot better, because everybody can contribute. You can do discussions. You can hear people's perspective. It just works a lot better that way. So this year we already have chosen our 3 participants. I swear to fucking God, I just don't understand. I've hit the timer button like a million times. It's so annoying. And I hate the way it looks when it's not lit up. And it keeps distracting me. Anyway, it's definitely. Oh yeah, we kept it close. So the people that paid for tickets back in February, basically they paid for 1 ticket and they're going to get to go through it for the entire year with us. And that was just kind of what happened. Look at it, went off already. Once we decided to keep it smaller, we went back to those participants and we were like, hey, how do you feel about doing this for the whole year? Letting us know the progress you make, and then basically giving us more of a structure so that next year when we do it, we can open it up to actually do the live retreats with more people, and just have a sense of what you're really going to get from spending a year doing these retreats once a month. So if you're interested in that, that's going to be available for sale probably by Sunday or definitely by Monday. And again, it's only $33. You'll receive a password so you can access the website page that has the entire interactive schedule on it with all of the different modules that we went through, and you can look it over before you do it with your friends. You can do it by yourself if you want to, but I highly recommend doing it as a group. It helps with accountability, and then creating a little like a messaging between you. Like we have it's called the Dream Support Team, and we all text each other, like once, a couple times a week since we've had the retreat. How are things going? What's going well, what's working, what's not working. So that is something cool that I'm really proud of. So if you're interested in that, keep your eyes peeled. There'll be updates to the description box or the link in my profile, etc. Alrighty, I'm going to sign off here on YouTube. If you want a private reading, head over to Tuned In Tarot on TikTok, which is live streaming right now, and hop in and we will get to personal readings. Again, you can get a $22 reading live only, $33 readings live as well, but you can also book those privately at the link in my profile, tunedintarot.com. And I will see you tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow. I don't know. Probably the Tell Me Everything spread. So for YouTube, I won't be back. But for TikTok, you'll be able to catch me tomorrow. But YouTube, I will see you Monday. Thank you so much for being here today. And have the best day. Take care.